Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Leroy, also known as Yorkshirefun. Hope you're good, hope you're well. If you're just joining for the first time, what's the channel about? Well, it's the weird and wonderful of the internet. And in today's episode, I'm going to be looking at two urban legends to do with Meadowhall shopping centre. Yes, roll title cards, here we go. Yes, Meadowhall shopping centre was one of the biggest shopping centres in the UK, and I've worked there when I was a teenager, probably been about 19, back in the old days when you could smoke inside. Yes, you could smoke inside Meadowhall, but there were always two urban legends that I always get hearing. Number one was it was originally built to be a prison, and number two is that there's thousands of body bags underneath Meadowhall. So I'm like, right, let me have a little deep dive for my YouTube channel. So before I do, I found some classic footage. Let's look back at how Meadowhall was when it first opened in 1990.
It's the 4th of September 1990 on the former Hatfield site, the Eckler Steelworks. Meadowhall, or Meadowhall as the locals like to refer to it. It's literally a stone's throw from Rotherham, but Sheffield always got their title. As you can see, look inside, you can see how it could easily be a prison. Statues at Market Street, that used to be the message if you ever lost a family or friends. Please meet them by the statues at Market Street. But we had lots of celebrities coming into Meadowhall. Look at how excited these people are. Sados. Oh, she's loving it. She's absolutely, look at her joyful. Look at that 90s fashion. Fashion.
Come like once a week as like a special day.
With nothing like this in
Every week.
No.
Yes, talk about celebrities. We had the one and only Catherine Zeta-Jones opening the cinema.
Hello, this is Catherine. You're watching Meadowhall television.
You really get why people thought it might be a prison. Like as we fly over the main dome, you can see where the wings would be, and obviously there's a River Don going all the way around Meadowhall, so they could easily build high security fences, and I think that's where the urban legend come from. Just you forget how big it is. It is a huge site.
Half them shops aren't there no more, are there? But I looked over internet, looked everywhere, and all I can see is if it was going to be a failed shopping centre, they were going to sell it and make it into a prison. Because Sheffield doesn't have a prison, believe it or not. Same with the fourth biggest city in the UK. But Sheffield doesn't have a prison. So the whole layout, if you look at the layout of Meadowhall shopping centre, like the Oasis, the food court area, that would be it. And then obviously the shops would be the prison cells, and it's like the floor. When you look at the floor, the guards will be able to see down because it's like an elevation point, and it's all set up like a prison, and it's referred to like Meadowhall. But I looked everywhere, looked at the forums, internet sites, old newspaper, nothing confirmed. I've got told George on a forum who says that it's true. Was going to be a prison as a second option. Reason is, one Saturday, me and my mate, this is always a good start, we're sat in a pub in Bayton, and 3 suits, and this woman came in for a lunch. Don't know why I'm speaking like that. And they were talking about upgrading the old steelworks site at Tinsley, as it was being called, and told us that it became a big shopping mall, etc. And the designers who designed it did not take it off in the days when Sheffield was booming in shops in the city centre, and their brief was to design a maximum security prison, due to Sheffield being the third largest or fourth city in the UK. He's not quite sure, not having a prison. So yeah, Connor's George, we're going to be a prison. But I've looked, I can't find anything. I've done some AI rendering, God bless AI, of how it would look, and I think that it could be easily made into a prison but I can't find no legal documents, I can't find no plannings. Like the rumour that I used to hear were, it was going to be built to be a prison, but the locals objected. Now, my mother and father-in-law live literally about 3 minutes away from Meadowhall, I asked them. They never had any petition about it being in prison. They never heard of it before. So I think it's just one of those urban legends that went down in history. And the second urban legend is the body bags. Now, unfortunately, we live in a time where like terrorist attacks are quite common in Europe, and obviously Meadowhall, millions and millions of people visit. I think it's like 19 or 30 odd million a year visit Meadowhall, so it is a quite high terrorist link. And obviously, if anything did happen, then they would have to have body bags. But this were my favourite. It's like a conspiracy theory when you go onto some of these forums. This is the greatest one. Somebody put the stored body bags were used to fill in the walls of the centre, and by a huge coincidence, the positions of the zips on the bags created the perfect metal field to surround the building. So that's the reason why you can't get much of a reception while you're in Meadowhall. So the £230 million they spent to actually get Meadowhall built, they thought they'd use some body bags to reinforce walls, as you do. It's crazy. But I do know that the Lockerbie disaster, if it had been 10 minutes, the Delta flight, if it had been 10 minutes early and the bomb had gone off, it would have been over Meadowhall. I know that for a fact, through people that work in emergency services who were around at the time. They always said that if it had been 10 minutes early, it would have been over Meadowhall, Sheffield. So they're like two of the crazy urban legends that I've heard. Like, was it going to be a prison? And two, like, there's all these body bags. And it's exactly the same at Trafford Centre and Blue Water Centre. You still hear the same things, that there's these body bags underneath. My favourite, like, urban legend story, and if you've worked at Meadowhall or if you've known anybody that works at Meadowhall, you've probably heard this story 1,000 times. And it does rounds every year. Around Christmas normally, when it's really busy at Meadowhall. But I've heard this before and it just makes me chuckle. And I found like this on a forum and somebody repeated it and I'm like, it's all to do with like terrorists. And I'll tell you a story. You probably heard it. Come closer. Let's have dramatic music underneath as I tell it. My friend's auntie was walking through Meadowhall one day and she found a wallet. Picked up the wallet, took it to customer services. The guy whose wallet had lost was there. He was so grateful. He whispered in her ear, "Don't go to Meadowhall on Saturday." There's just so much to unfold here, isn't there? Like this random act of terrorism was going to be carried out, but he's like, "Don't worry about Joan. I'll give her a heads up. Let's save her because she's found my wallet." Whatever. It just makes me chuckle. I hope you've enjoyed the video. There's a new video on the channel every single week. Don't forget to get a like and a follow. Helps the channel. See you on TikTok. See you on Insta. Bye.